Alright, so we just picked up this cheap dozer. It's a International TD8E. I don't mind buds there. Basically comparable to like a Deere 450 Cat D4. Got it pretty cheap, had to kind of buy it just because, you know, I like cheap dozers. It's got a few issues. Mainly the undercarriage is just wiped. Like, you know, when the grousers are coming loose from the chains because there's no bolt head left. And then another thing, which if you guys are looking to buy a used dozer, always check this out. So you see this? I don't know how much you can see on the camera there, but that's not supposed to be showing there. It's supposed to look fully round, like say there at the top section there. And the other thing to look for is the sprockets. They're real oblonged out and teeth are pretty pointy. So aside from the undercarriage being pretty worn, two of the cylinders leak pretty bad. The tilt cylinder, which is your cut and fill on your blade, that one just pours fluid out, as well as that angle cylinder leaks pretty good. This one here leaks a little bit, but it's not near as bad. The lift cylinders, I believe they've been redone because you can see somebody had a pipe wrench on them at one point. You see these marks here. You take to rebuild the cylinder, you take this cap off, and that's how the cylinder comes apart. Blade's in overall decent shape. I mean, a little bit of wear on the edges, the cutting edges there, and it's in good shape. The blade's not too sloppy. It's got a little bit of play in it, but like I said, I can't turn down a cheap dozer, and this one runs, pushes, steers, does everything it's supposed to. It's just needs some expensive love. I mean, tracks for the machine are probably around $5 grand. Sprockets and rollers, chains, pads, all that good stuff. Oh, the other thing is this tensioner on this side. Somebody put a pipe in there to keep it, because the seals must be blown out in that. So I think we're gonna, not really sure what we're gonna do with this yet. I mean, like I said, it was cheap, so I kind of wanted it. And I like these old International dozers. Not very common, but they're pretty tough machines. So I think first we're gonna get this oily mess all power washed off, clean that up. That way I can rebuild them cylinders. Alright, well, my seal kits came in for these hydraulic cylinders. We're going to start with this one here, the easy one. I say easy because should be able to just pull this pin, rotate it out, leave it on the machine to rebuild it. So we'll spin the cap off, get the rod out, and go from there. The next one we're going to do is this one here, because these two here are the worst. I've got the kit to do that one. We're going to do it too, but for the time being, I want to get the two worst ones done first. So let's get right to it. maybe I'll just pull that out like that. Okay. Oh man, it's got a lot of slop in it. We're losing our bushing. All right. Well, I think probably the best thing to do is probably should have cracked this first. Oh, we can still do that. All right, let's get this nut cracked loose. Don't use this thing a whole lot, but when you need it, you need it. Ooh. Might need some help here. Hydraulics are a great thing, aren't they? Man. Little wrench, a little bit more manageable. The big one's cool and all, but kind of awkward to use. Not really much fluid in that one. Here's a slightly unconventional way, but it's gonna work, so it's okay. It's fine. There we go. I got the plug there. Now we'll pull the rest of the cylinder out, except it's gonna make a little bit of a mess. Does anybody ever use those flexible funnels? I used to see them all the time in auto parts stores, and I never bought one because I thought they were real cheesy, but there's been a lot of times where I could really use one. Give this thing a good pull so you can get out of here. Take that as a no. Ring of like crud just inside, kind of where this would be right here. So I've got some 320 grit sandpaper. I'm kind of working that in there. It seems like it's taking the stuff out, and it's making it so you can't hardly feel it much with your finger anymore. So I'm just gonna keep working that around. I don't think it'll hurt anything because all the sealing is done beyond there. So, but anyway, it's got to come out anyway, so. But yeah, so we'll just keep cleaning that up and try it again. Alright, we'll lube this up a little bit in there. And let's see what we can make happen here. There we have it. It's exactly what we're looking for, besides a little bit of overpressure, but I'm glad I kind of tied that off because I think it saved this thing from hitting dirt too bad. So. All right. You can kind of see this lip I was talking about right there. think it was just dirt. I mean, you can't even feel it anymore, but yeah, I think that's what's definitely holding us up, because you can see in there it's all smooth board machined out. Oh man. Leverage is your friend. Looks like somebody didn't have the right tools at one point. Had a pipe wrench on there. Okay. Alright, before we go any further, I need a more sterile environment for this. In here, these are the seals. You can see this one's all torn up. Got little pieces of it. This is the seal that's bad. So we'll get this all cleaned up. Yeah, that's definitely our problem in there. Alright, we'll get all this cleaned up and start putting it back together. Alright, so we got all our new seals here. And these are for the piston, and I think there's gonna be more seals than we need in here. So this guy here, I don't think we need that one. But this one we'll probably need that. No, we're gonna need them. This one here is our outer seal for that. So we're gonna need that. I believe we're gonna need this one too. So I guess we'll just start. We'll start with this one. This one's easy. So we got these. Take them off. Got my high-class rag here, just an old sock. But it'll clean it up good enough. Now these seals here, these ones aren't even bad, but it's a part, so we're gonna change them. Man, these ones are hard. Alright, don't go. Yeah, I mean that one's gonna be long to that. How brittle. I guess it's not that brittle, but anyway. So I guess we got a new one of these. Run that down on there. I get nervous with this stuff. stretch that a little bit. That might not work for us. We'll see. We'll get it. These here. Okay. So now we put the O-ring. Put the O-ring down there first. Okay. This is the fun part. I don't really have the right tool for this. I should just buy one of them things, but you know. This actually don't seem to be going in there properly. Let's get that over here. This ring's a lot thinner. All right, we got that inner seal in. Put this one in here. Okay. Okay, this part should be good to go now. All right, well, for you guys, it's only been a couple of seconds, but for me, it's been probably 4 days because it hasn't stopped raining. But anyway, we're back on this TD8 Dozer, and we're gonna put this cylinder back together. So now it's kind of important you remember how it goes. Is your cap spins onto the barrel. Got to make sure you put that on first because you won't be very happy. And then you got to remember how the packing, I guess it would be, goes. That was really easy to tell, kind of. So. And then this is your, I guess this would be the packing actually, but this is what gets put on there. Now I've got a piston ring compressor here because these seals aren't real, they're staying together, and I gotta get that to go inside of this barrel, so I figure this might be the easy way to do it. But and then this is how I remember this indent here went outward. Well, yeah, it went this way. Got that on. Put the nut on there. Now, if you remember, I had to use a pretty big pipe to get this broke free, but I don't really know if that's necessary. I have that much torque on it. Alright. Okay. Guess we'll put this piston with this compressor on here. Another thing, I'm assuming these are just like rings in a motor. I'll make sure these aren't lined up. So I'll put that on there. Okay, well, now we're ready to put this back together. Alright, we're going to try and throw this thing together here. needs that good little bit of a pop to get her in there. It's not quite there yet. Didn't do it either. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. On this part here. All right. Just want to make sure we got lube around there. Make our life a lot easier. Alright, so I put this pin back in here, hold this. We got this started, we got some WD-40 on there. Let's try and get this thing tightened back up. Alright, well, it's all back together, so let's fire it up and see what it does. Good sign. Nice and dry in there. So, alright, well, that one was one of the worst ones. This one's the next worst one. So let's get this off. I'm probably not going to show this because, well, you just watch this all see this one, and you're not going to be able to see much of that one anyway. So let's get right to it. So I wasn't going to film this, but I kind of figured out a way easier way to do this. Since these cylinders are mounted with a like fork type, clevis type, if you lift the blade up high enough, you can bring the cylinder out here over the track and actually work on it. The only thing is it puts some stress on the hydraulic hoses, but either way, it's enough that you can break this loose and then rebuild it here and swing it back. But lots easier than the way I did the other side. Alright, so just ran a little bit, and all 3 cylinders we've rebuilt are dry. So let's top the oil up. As you can see, it's not really in the sight glass. She was really low. Alright, we may have gone a little over full, but it's okay. like we've